Hello and welcome. Yes, it's the day we've all been waiting for. Today, we are going to fit the exhaust. And if you remember back, way back when, we got to the theory that we could fit the original header. So long ago, I can't remember where it goes. Fit the original header, take the original silencer, and fit it straight on the end, getting rid of pretty much everything in between. Obviously, we're going to need some sort of bracket down here to hold this up. So that's today. And we'll make it run. Because if I put this on and don't make it run, you're going to pump that dislike button like there's no tomorrow. So big milestones today. Fit this, make it run. That's enough. Let's do that. Whew. Let's have a look at standard Meteor exhaust setup. So up to 2022, you've got the header pipe with the O2 sensor in, which plugs in up here. And the header pipe goes into this hideous secondary silencer, muffler, whatever you call it. There's a catalytic converter in there. That's not a catalytic converter. That's the cat. And this lives up under the bike up in there and joins onto the header. That goes on the header. And then the silencer goes on the end, just like that. So that's everything that lives up and under the bike. That's the whole system. So basically what I want to do is get rid of that and stick that straight on there. I'm not quite sure what it looks like if you've got a post 2022, but I think it's just a relatively straight pipe with a catalytic converter, maybe two, and doesn't have that box on. So we're going to chuck this. Let me know if you want one. That can go on there. Now, this has to work because usually the exhaust would hang on the rear footrest hangers, but I've cut them off. So one way or another, we're committed. Now the original box, muffler box, there's a bolt on the far side, and this bolt hole here goes into this rubber mount here, so it can move around a bit. So hopefully I'm intending to use this rubber mount. And there's mounts. So this is going, that is staying. So where to begin? Let's clean these up first, because they're still pretty much as it came off the bike. They're not damaged, just filthy. So let's have a go at these. It's got a nice little heat shield. I kind of wish I could find one of these shields on eBay, because I'd like to get one and drill a lot of holes in it. to make some holes, but I haven't seen one come up, so I don't want to. If it's otherwise not damaged, I prefer not to bash this one up. Though that hasn't stopped me elsewhere. I could probably make that out of metal. Think about that. Maybe it would be a project for another day. Oh, is that paint or cleaner? Paint, thank God. Cleaner. This is the standard Meteor silencer. There's plenty of other options available, but we'll go with this for today. So you'll know as well then what it's like if you just do what I'm about to do. Right, let's get the magic stuff. Autosol metal polish. This will do a very good job. This barely needs cleaning, but we'll give it a polish anyway. You can feel when the polish is working because it feels gritty to start with, as it abrades away all the contaminants on the metal. Then you can feel it getting smoother and smoother, but like using bodywork cutting compound. Put a bit too much on actually. But like tomato ketchup, when you got a full bottle, you always put too much on, don't you? But as it starts to run out, you ration yourself a lot better. This is the stuff to use on the engine side cases as well, if you've got shiny. In fact, it smells a lot like body polishing compound, T-cut. Right, let's wipe off the excess. Hello. Not bad. Could do with a bit of a soft cloth over that, just to pick up the residue. Better. Shiny. Right, header. This is in a little worse condition, only because it's got some marks on the back. Still excellent. You don't get that burning so much on these because it's a double-walled pipe. The pipe there is not what you're looking at. there. So you've got a pipe inside and then a gap, like a thermos flask. And this is a tube outside. That's why you don't get all this, that blue and gold burning, like on a proper old bike. Let's have a look. Hey, nice. Here we go. Not bad for an 8,000 mile bike. No, 7,000. That's excellent. Again, that twin wall heat reducing definitely helps with keeping the chrome good. Okay, time for the big sausage. Put your own joke there. So here's our original Meteor silencer. Oh, we've got a bit of rust to come out. Oh, well, better out than in. So obviously this bit's quite dirty, but it is mostly covered. So I'm not going to obsess about getting that perfect because I'm not going to see it. And also the bike, the engine's going to be right here. But we'll do it. We'll do a good job. Well, I'm saying that. We'll do a job. It's not in too bad a shape. Bit of corrosion on the back here. I've got a polishing wheel that goes in the drill, but I don't fancy spraying this all over my workshop, which is what undoubtedly would happen. So it's going to be the easiest part. The bit that you always wipe with the cloth because it's easy to see and it's right on the edge there. So that's the one that's had the most care in the past, whereas also underneath and around the back, of course, it's not such a good place. It's also the bonus that this connector is hidden under the front footrest hanger. It's almost like it was meant to be so. You can see we've got a couple of drain holes here. It's all the water that comes from your exhaust. Because obviously hydrocarbon fuels make water as well as all the other things they make. So you need some holes to let the water out. On the back of here, this bracket is already threaded for it's like M8 bolts. So we can bolt straight into here. Obviously, if you're new to the channel and you've come for a quick fix, you've probably come to the wrong place. So do use that fast forward button, or super fast forward, to get to the exciting stuff. As you can see, you've got the worst. This here in front of the bracket, there was definitely rust. Although, like all rust on chrome, it does improve with polishing. Which makes me wonder if it really is rust. It's certainly dirty like rust. And it scrapes like rust. And it's brown like rust. But it's coming off. That's weird. Maybe it's kind of like a rust that's come off the steel mounting and bled over the top of the chrome. Yeah, look, that rust is scraping off the top of the chrome. You can hear it. Look, smooth chrome, scrapey rust. It's like it's on top of the silencer. Or just where the chrome was just thin or something. It's probably some kind of special protection, and I've just gone and scraped it off. But I don't think so. When I'm going nuts polishing that and it's all hidden. But this bit's not. Right, let's wipe it off and have a look at our first step. Been a long time since the bike saw something shiny. Well, apart from the shiny last week, so okay. Still not as shiny as this. Check it out. So actually, that's the top. The top. That's the guard. I better polish some nice bolts for that. Nice. Very good. That's come out well. Let's put it together with the rest of it. There we go. There's the finished exhaust. Looks pretty short, doesn't it? Now we just need to make that fit. As is usual, when I took the exhaust nuts off, it brought the whole stud with it. So I'm using 2 lock nuts just to screw the stud, oops, back in. And when you're done, you just unlock them, and they're both loose. The stud is in the head. I'm going to put my palm over there because sometimes the hairs come off wire brush. Not hairs, what am I trying to say? Bristles. I don't want bristles in the engine. Especially not wire ones. So up inside here, I'm hoping at least, there's a copper gasket. I need a bigger screwdriver. That's quite well stuck in there. Obviously, I do not want bits to go in the engine. There it is. That's the exhaust gasket. And that's where I just damaged it there when I leave it out. So you can see it's made of copper with a fibrous inside, and I'll show you the new one. So obviously this is copper around that heat resistant fibre core, and when we bolt this up for the first time, this will squash and make a nice seal. Much better than keeping that in. New, old. Right, I'm just going to loose assemble this first without that new gasket in. Just to have a look at placement. So a feeling that, as usual, there are going to be a few things going on. I've only recently found out from a useful post on the owners group that this has to be round the right way. You can see it's got a hard edge and a curved edge on those fins. Sharp corner, curved corner. Curved corner goes at the front. I could easily have missed that. And this whole arrangement wouldn't have been correct. Little details. So that really wants to be like that. So it would be easy to sort of force it, say, oh, I want I want it like that. But of course that flange, it won't meet correctly. So I've got to be, I mean that gasket can take up a bit of leeway, but not too much. And ideally it needs to be there, where it wants to be. So let's see if we can work with that. Oh, I have got a spare one of these gaskets, but I'm not going to use it at the moment while I'm dicking about, basically. So that is what has to happen. Step back for a look there. So this is what we're going to have, except with the exhaust guard on. Hey, motorbikey! Awesome. But we just have to make it happen for real. Now let's have a look what's going on underneath, just as a first impression. As someone who watches the channel, Gordon, and thanks very much for sharing pictures of your bracket, Gordon, has seen us playing with this, and he's done this already, and I'll stick a picture up of how good that looks. And Gordon had a great idea, and he used the old reflector bracket. If you remember, this was lived on the back of the bike because the UK has big number plates. Instead of the reflector being up here, it extends it out below the bike. And the reflector goes there, so it's all legal. And it's got a snake bend in it, an S-bend. So he utilised this rubber mounting here, which was the rubber mounting for the first silencer, the horrible rusty thing. So that's a rubber isolated mounting, so vibration doesn't get transferred to the frame. And he used this to join this threaded mount up to here. And look at that, how clever is that? There's obviously a distance offset, but the bend in this bracket, so if you're in the UK you haven't got this, but you can just use a bit of steel. The bend in that bracket is exactly what you require to pick up this mounting bolt, which is just where my finger is. There's a threaded hole right where my finger is. This is where I'm at the moment. So it fits, as we know. But we've just got this conflict between the original mounting flange and this part of the frame. And it does, it's near, it does clear it. Let's have a look underneath. So it clears it. And that's that top mounting, the original silencer box rubber mount. And I could make a very simple strap from this bolt hole to here in about 2 minutes. That's no problem. The only problem is it's not really, it would hang it, it would take the weight, but it wouldn't really restrain it in this dimension. I can't help think that it's just going to keep vibrating and hitting and passable, quite possibly fine. It'll take the weight, but just won't quite restrain it well enough, I don't think. Now I can think of a couple of few things I want to do, but I think I want to use that gasket, put that in the header. So I really want to know where this header wants to sit, because I don't want to be bending that gasket. So I'm going to pop that gasket in. So, new copper gasket. Lives in there. Doesn't want to stay in there. Right. It's in. Right, so that's snug up to the gasket now. Should have done that before. But I didn't want to sort of do the crushing before it was time. So even though I haven't even done the crushing yet, I've just nipped it up. This is kind of where it wants to be now. Do a bit by hand. So there we go. Got a bit of adjustment like this. It's relatively fixed. So now let's try the silencer. Okay, we're looking at it. It's pretty much the same. It's where I thought it was going to be. So we've got some adjustment just in the swiveliness, just to pull that away from the bike. So we're going to come up with a solution to do that, because I don't want it resting on the bike, because I don't want that kind of vibration going on. So I need the strap to hang it, super easy. We just need a standoff to stop that hitting the bike. Just up like that. We've got the threaded hole there. We've got that threaded hole, which annoyingly is just sort of weirdly just behind this threaded thing. There's a lot going on here, isn't there? There's a lot going on. So my thoughts are, we got this steel drop down, which I can access. Where's my finger? I can access both sides of this metal plate, so I can put a bolt in here, maybe bring something across just to push this away, and then this strap. Just got a bit of flat bar here. I think I need about 80 mil worth just to make this small bracket. Don't know why I'm using a tape measure, because I'm a guess anyway. I think I want it. So I want this. So basically that step will fit against this metal flange and hold this up and away, like that. Except we need to fold this over at a point and hold it away. Not so close so it hits the bike, not so far that it looks stupid. Not there, not there, not there. That's a funny angle, but I can see that's about 45 millimeters. Right, just over 45 millimeters. Which is about there. But I want that to be the outside face. And also, because the silencer is angled, I want this to be angled too. Been a bit skimpy here, but that's all right. Okay, there it is in place. Not bolted in place, I'm holding it with my finger. So this side we bolted into this frame flange. We'll drill a hole in there, drill holes in this bracket, and this side will thread into that threaded mount. And that'll hold the silencer away from the bike, and then this back strap will set the angle and adjust the weight. No, adjust the angle, hold the weight. I'm so lazy and not doing the chuck up properly. I always think, it'll do. Yeah, it doesn't do. And that'll have to go on first. And this little arm will sit against the frame. Let's have a look. It's pretty secure feeling. Woo! Let's have a look underneath. There it is. So we need, just pop that off again. We need to stick a hole just through this frame. Approximately with a little bit of clearance under that bracket. Okay. But no, that's good. That's a good solution. Look, everything is separated. Obviously, the original exhaust was all rubber mounted. And this is a solid mount to the bike now, so I don't know if that'll have a negative effect. But I could put some rubber washers under here, but having some delivered today just in case. Let's get this drilled and try it out. This is just a plain nut because it's easy, but I'll put a nylock on there. And there we go. Actually, I'll use the next size up because this one, that one I just chose, isn't going to reach the nylock part of the nut. That's pretty much is holding it up. Although, in construction terms, I know that's bad because it's basically creating sort of a seesaw where you've got this semi-flexible joint, though it is going to be tight. You've got that bolt hole there, then you've got all this mass. So it's going to want to rotate around that bolt. And because we've got this here, and I don't want to cut it off, then I'm going to pop that strap just from this nice rubber mount down to this second bolt hole, which is going to be very easy compared to what we just did. Not that that was bad. As you can see, we got clearance around everything. It's not, it will be when it's tight. So we've got a lovely little chunk. Basically, between 70mm and 100mm. I want to put a 1-inch dog leg in it. So, put my headphones on, because I don't like clanging much. I don't think it matters which way I go at the moment. Is that 1-inch? No. Let's go a bit further. Basically, I'm looking for an inch difference, or 25mm. A bit closer. Yeah, that's it. Now this one has to go that way. go. So we can hang behind the frame and pop out. And because it's angled, we're going to have to put just a little curve there to pick up the silencer mounting bolt. Let's have a look on the bike. So this will go behind there. This has to bend over. Something is going on with this rubber mount. I might have to adjust that in a sec because it's really thick and I don't think it wants to be. Then under here, just pop a hole in here where appropriate and then pick up this bolt. And that's kind of it. That's kind of it. This tail underneath is too long, but just watch yourself, you're going upside down. That tail is too long, but we'll just mark that and cut that off. It's easier to have too much and cut it off, obviously. Okay, so I'm just have a quick look at this top rubber mount because we might just reduce the thickness a bit. I'll show you that now. Actually, does that work better the other way? No, it's kind of the same. That's okay. So we've got basically a block of rubber and these two metal cups sit in it. So when that existing horrible rusty box bolted in it, it was all nice and rubber mounted. But this bush in the frame is much thinner than this, so I'm going to reduce this in thickness by about not all its depth, but I'm going to take quite a bit off there, about 4mm to start with. Okay. Free rubber washer there. There we are. Nice. There we go. Right, let's just do a nice circle on the edge, radius, not circle, on the edge of this, and start making it nice. Right, let's have a trial fit. And I need an M8 bolt for the back. Oh yeah. There you go. Strap top mount. Bolted into the back of the silencer. Bloody hell, it's on. Well, hey, it's on. I probably made more of a meal than that than necessary, but it's good to have it nice and tight. And obviously, the guard is going to go on. Better not be ruining my GoPro. Bloody GoPro anyway. There we go. Exhaust is fitted. Paint is drying. I'm going to go out and get some petrol, or gas, if you will, so we can get this running. I know what you're thinking. It's not going to run because all the electrics aren't done. Have a look at this. I did it. I did a bit the other day. So I'll go and get fuel. Paint is drying on the brackets. So have a look at the electrics. And I'll be back with that. And today we will get it running, okay? See you in a bit. It has been a while. It has been a while. These are the battery connections, and that's the starter solenoid. I know that that lives down the back. That's the connection to the rear lights, I'm pretty sure. You might have to look at an old video. Relays. That's capped off. Turns out there's quite a lot of parts in this bike. Remember the regulator rectifier? That's going in first. Good job I remembered that. It's starting to get somewhere. Got the rec in. Pretty much remembering where everything goes. Here goes the battery. I've been kind of trickle charging it, or on a maintenance charger, pretty much continuously. Let's give that away. And it seems to be holding charge, but if it doesn't, we'll get another one. It seems to be okay, so fingers crossed for that. Now, because of the theft, this was kind of a mess behind here, so I'm kind of guessing a bit of what's going on here. I know we've got a sort of a toolbox insert that goes in here, but I haven't got a toolkit at the moment. All these little teeth are for all these electronic components to mount on. Got to be careful not to short this out as well. Seems a little bit bent as well. So it's had a tough life. Obviously, once we get it all wired up, we can, when we've got the exhaust, we can start it. I know you all want to hear that. Well, I want to hear that as well. Be very careful this positive terminal, although the negative's not connected. Right, I can see I've got a missing bolt there. That's the toolbox. Okay, so world of connections. Let's not put the positive on. Take that annoying white label off. And where did that earth go? I can guess. On the starter motor there. I wonder if that's slightly loose. Let's have a look. It is slightly loose. Is that loose? No. So I reckon that was the earth. dirty. So we've got two slots here for electrical things and two similar looking electrical things. Now which way round did they probably go? Facing down or facing up? They had to go facing down. It's like a detective story. Right. That have to go there. That's got a... That would have gone over a metal tang. And that would have gone inside one. So I reckon that one went on there. If you've got a Meteor, do correct me if I'm wrong. That'd be really helpful. Okay, we're getting tied up in knots now. Right, that one there. That's the positive. Let's pull that one off for a minute. Right, ha ha ha. I reckon that one went there. That slid on there. That goes on there. another one under here. Oh, nearly everywhere. It's got a home now. Now, I wonder if the side panel will go on. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Yes, you go. Well, it fits. It's a bit of a squash, but then I haven't tightened it down properly. In a minute, we'll turn it on, see what happens. I think the bike's essentially wired up now. So we're going to connect the positive and see if there's any life in it after all these months. Can't start it, obviously, no tank, no exhaust. But we can make some lights go on. So let's just touch this on first. See if everything gets hot. Of course, this battery could be completely flat. Oh, it's giving me jip. Gotta be careful now because the bike frame is earthed. There we go. Sometimes you just need to pull that little nut forward. So the screw grabs it. Right, where's the key? Let's see if we've got any life. Yep. Right, it's flashing. I'm not surprised because a lot of things are disconnected. Mileage hasn't changed. Still remembered its trip. Fuel tank is flashing because there's no fuel tank. And the battery light is flashing because possibly just because it's low voltage, which is possible because I haven't charged it completely. But that's pretty good. Nothing's on fire. hazards work. Horn won't work, there's no horn. Hey, there's life though. Fuel pump won't work, there's no fuel pump yet. All in all, that is good. Well, it's been a while since we've seen this in an active way. It certainly does seem like a long time since we were drilling the old cap out. So at the moment I'm going to keep this satin black just while we get it working and we know it's a good bike, and then I think about what I might do in the future, although it is really good looking, so I've got some graphics in mind, so I might be ordering them at least. Okay, actually, let's pop that cap off. No, let's not, so I just remembered how hard it is. So we just have to refit this. That's the fuel sensor. The little wiper just sends a signal to the computer to tell it how much fuel you may have. They're not usually the most accurate things. And this nice little foil bag thing, it's like a filter the fuel as it sucks it in. And this is the fuel pump. That's the thing that makes that whining noise when you turn the ignition on and the switch is in the run position. And this is the rubber sealing ring. So I've got to make sure that's right. So you can see that gasket wants to ride up over there, and that'll be easy to pinch that, look, and have a devastating sort of leak, which would be bloody devastating. Now this goes this way around. The fuel float has to go in. The little baggie has to fold up. Let me get my torch. I really want to make sure that's seated okay. Though it feels like it because it can. Yep. I've got a clamp ring, which got a handy cutout, so you can't get it wrong, theoretically. And 8 of these natty little shank bolts. I hope you enjoyed seeing the electrics go together. It's good to see it lit up again. And hopefully, within the hour, my hour, hopefully not your hour, you're going to see this bike running. That's interesting, these bolts have got a dead stop, so once they're tightened against the stop, they must be happy with how much squish that rubber gasket is getting. Okay, let's get it on the bike. I did spend quite a while with the manual trying to go through it to work out which pipe goes on what outlets. Because I thought they were just the same. I thought they were just two drains. But one goes to the evaporation canister and one is just an overflow and drain out of the bike. So I thought, oh, how am I going to work this out? But it turns out Royal Enfield have done the thinking, because they're two different diameters and the outputs on the tank are two different sizes. So it turns out it's foolproof. Well, I didn't stop you shoving them on the wrong bits, so we won't say foolproof. But at least you got an idea. Right, something else has to be hooked up before the tank goes on, and that's the oxygen sensor. In fact, see there's a little metal tab for that to go on. I assume that did go on there. There we go. Is there anything else I fiddled with? We torqued that down. We did that. Tightened those up. That doesn't matter. Nice and clean. Right, let's get the tank. Move it back a bit. Don't want to knock it over. Of course, we don't know if it leaks or not. Perhaps I should have tried that. But I think we're alright. Right, so wide connector on the inside. So these pipes actually cross over then. Just rest that there. So wide one. Inside. Narrow one on this side. This bike better bloody run. Okay, just gonna get my torch, check out and pinch those pipes. Okay, that one's all right. Ouch. I wonder if that pipe has to be the other side, actually. Yes, I think it has to be the other side. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they were on the one side. I was so excited to take it apart. I wasn't really paying attention to those. No, all good. Typical, quite fiddly. And just this quick connect fuel pipe. One on there. I'm not going to start it this second because obviously exhaust isn't back on. But it would be nice to know if the fuel gauge is working. There we go, just under half full. And will the fuel pump prime? Oh, lots of bubbling noises. That must have been a shock to the system. Let's do it again. Sounds better. Lots of bubbling noises still while that pump primes. But otherwise, ready to start. Let's get the exhaust on. Get the paint. Nice, two nice thick coats of paint. And the paint's still a little soft, but not so much that it's going to stop me putting this on because we're going to get this running. Ow! There's never a shortage of things to trap your fingers, is there? I'll put that little cross bolt in. And this time we'll get a nylock instead of a plain nut. There. Nice. And a nut. You can put that strap in the back of the silencer. Do that one up now? Or is it too late? Too late. Check it out. Solid. do this clamp up. I've got a spare gasket for that position, but this one's seems in really good condition, so I'm not going to mess with it. Just got to squash down that copper gasket. Let's not go nuts and break anything. Oh my God, I'm so excited now. Nearly there. Let's get my fingerprints off it. I wonder if it's too strong. It's going to all vibrate now. Too late now. Almost there. Right, the pièce de résistance. This lovely polished heat shield. I think I need to order some stainless steel bolts for this because I've got some bolts. They don't look great, but maybe that's not important. The last time I saw this bike run was exactly when you saw it run back in May. Unless you watched that video last week, in which case no time has passed for you. Oh my God, we're going to start it. Right, still got oil in. Right, let's stand back and start it up. Right, you ready? Here we go. In neutral. Okay, let's prime it again. Let's try again. Oh yeah! Yeah, baby! Oh! Yeah! Whoa! Check it out. I think it needed some time to get the fuel through. Let's try the starting again. There we go. Hey! To be fair, I haven't got the airbox on yet, so it will be running lean. So I'm not surprised if it's not quite happy. Oh, it's lush. Okay, begin to smell a bit in here now. Oh my God. What do you think? I was a bit worried when it wouldn't start then, but I knew we'd fix it. Yes! It works again. That was nice. I mean, obviously it's like I'm in a house at the moment, but although it's not. So it's hard to tell how loud it is, but it's not horribly loud. It's not in any way you'd think that was a horribly loud noise. It's a deep, thudding, ploddy bark. That was, I'm going to open the door because I'm a bit like, ooh. That was really good. Let's start it again. Top end is nice and quiet with its valves done as well. Just a very light ticking. And the fact I can hear the valves lightly ticking over the exhaust tells you that it's not horrendously loud. Ooh, I feel a bit ill now, okay. Ooh. I definitely will not be doing any more videos now. Right, let's sum up, and I hope you enjoyed this week. Hey, what do you think of that? It runs. That was a bit of work to get that fitted, but nothing bad. Hammering bits of metal in a vise. Just stuff. Gotta be careful touching this now, it's all hot. But that is solid. That is solid. I hope you enjoyed that. It was a really good sound, like a deep thud. It sounded a lot better outside and not in here, I hope. Oh, brake still works. So what's coming next? Obviously, it's nearly a rideable bike. Nearly everything is done. I want to get that rear mud guard painted for next time and put that on, and that's pretty much it. And I think it's going to be a rideable bike, and we'll have a big video reveal. Don't worry, it's not the end. There'll never be a final episode because there's lots more things I want to add, but it will be rideable bike. We can take it outside. And what's things I want to add there? You can take it for a ride and make some video. So please like and subscribe if you can, because next week might be not the final, but the final of getting this working at least. And so I better get back to work this week, get that mudguard painted. That's kind of the only thing left. Paint the mudguard, get it mounted. It's always easier to say the words, I know. But yeah, we've done quite a lot of work. So come back next week and we'll get on it. Thanks for watching. See ya.